Hello and welcome to lesson 5-9. This was a pretty quick lesson. We took a quick quiz that took a little bit of our time, and then we had homework time at the end of the lesson. So we'll kind of buzz through page 195 in your book, just kind of reviewing what we talked about today. First off, we talked about Gloria's pencil. How long is Gloria's pencil? We looked here to see that Gloria is in between the 3 and the 4. We also notice that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spaces in there, so we're talking about eighths. We see that Gloria's pencil is down here, and we see that she has gone to the 6/8. So we keep our 3 whole and our 6/8. So we wrote down that Gloria's pencil was 3 and 6/8. Some students were able to see that it can be simplified by dividing by 2, 3, and 3/4. 3 and 6/8 is appropriate. 3 and 3/4 is in simplest form. Both of those would be correct. We then had to find Mateo's pencil. We saw that Mateo is greater than 4. Greater than our 4, and we see that it's 1, 2 spaces. So Mateo's pencil would be 4 and 2/8. We also saw that could be simplified by dividing by 2, 4, and 1/4. Now, question number 3 is a good one. Or number 2 is a good one. Kind of wordy, but what they're wanting us to do is they're wanting us to go through and visually count on. So if I go here to Gloria's pencil, I'm going to grab my pointer here. They want to know how far is it from Gloria to Mateo. How much bigger is Mateo than Gloria? So starting here where Gloria left off, we're going 1 space, 2 space, 3 space, 4 spaces. Remember that each space is an eighth. So in actuality, Mateo is 4/8 greater than Gloria. They then ask us to do this by subtraction. So if I take Mateo, who is 4 and 2/8, looking right up here, and our other character was Gloria at 3 and 6/8, we can subtract to get our answer. Immediately I notice that there's a problem in my subtracting here. When I look, I have 2/8 and I try to take 6/8 away. I can't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and borrow from my 4, making it a 3. When I borrow from my 4, I'm taking away 1 whole, which in this case is going to be 8/8. 2/8 plus 8/8 gives me 10/8. So I have 3 whole and 10/8. So 3 and 10/8 minus 3 and 6/8. Well, let's subtract our fractions first. 10/8 minus 6/8 gives me 4/8. 3 minus 3 in my whole numbers gives me a 0. 4/8. Hey, what do you know? I had 4/8 counting on. I had 4/8 subtracting. Both are appropriate ways. For number 2 here, I think that counting on is the easiest way. All I had to do was find Gloria and then count on to Mateo. For number 3, Andrew's pencil and Helen. Helen is obviously longer. When I see Helen's pencil, I'm going to zoom in here. I see that Helen is 5 and 1, 2, 3/8. So 5 and 3/8. I'm going to go ahead and write that down here. Actually, I'm going to back that up. Give us a little more room here. 5 and 3/8. Okay. And then Andrew is 1 and 5/8. And I can see that here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. 1 and 5/8. Alright, so I can subtract that out. Now, I chose to subtract because counting on would have been very difficult. I can count on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, all the way up through there until I got there. In my class we talked and we counted all those and we ended up getting 30/8. And so we'll see if that is actually similar to what I get over here. So we'll go ahead with the subtracting and borrowing on the side. I cannot take 3/8 minus 5/8, so I borrow. This becomes a 4. I borrowed 8/8, which gives me 11/8. 11 minus 5 gives me 6 eighths. 4 minus 1 gives me 3 and 6 eighths. We'll jump back to here because here I got 30 eighths and here I got 3 and 6 eighths. So let's divide this out and see if they are the same. 30 divided by 8, 8 times 3 gives me 24. I subtract, I get a remainder of 6. My denominator stays 8. Hey, what do you know? We were able to get the same answer. If you are a person who likes to count on, you certainly can count on each one of these all the way from Andrew to, I'm sorry, I got too much going on here, all the way from Andrew to Helen. If you're a person who would rather subtract them out, please go ahead and subtract those out. You're going to end up getting the same answer either way, 3 and 6 eighths or 3 and 6 eighths. Alrighty, we ended up getting to our homework. On your homework today, we looked at number 1. Remember, you only had to do the homework side. 4 fifths minus 5 fifths. Hey, that's awesome. No regrouping. 4 minus 1 gives me a 3 fifths. It's in simplest form, so I can leave it. We also talked about number 3. Number 3, 5 and 1/6 minus 2 and 5/6. Now I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that. 5 and 1/6 minus 2 and 5/6. When I try to subtract here again, I notice I cannot take 1/6 minus 5/6. So I borrow. This becomes a 4. I've borrowed 6/6. 1/6 plus 6/6 is 7/6. 7/6 minus 5/6 is 2/6. 4 minus 2 is 2 wholes, so 2 and 2/6 would be my answer. 2 and 2/6. We also could have simplified, you did not have to, 2 and 1/3 if you divided those both by 2. So you may have to subtract with borrowing, or you may not have to, looking at number 1. 9 and 10 are word problems. Problems 11 through 15, you're going to use this chart right here to work those out on, or for your answers for the last problems 11 through 15. Only to do the homework side. Hopefully that helps. You will have a quiz on subtraction tomorrow.